So again, let's set the objectives for this. Explain the role and scope of project management. Primary role of project manager, we have defined three: membership and role. What do you mean by membership? Many times, people say that why don't you, help them out in doing the policy for the education? So my answer is I'm not a member of it. No? So what role I have there? I got no role there. Unless until I have a membership there, how can I really contribute? So you have to also understand when you define a project and when you expect that people should contribute, you should have a right member involved into right groups. They should have a proper role given. Okay, you are accountable for this, you are responsible for this, you do the homework and come back. Then I should owe a responsibility of team. Little away from this one, I'll give you one example. So there was a famous case where Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and Vikram Sarabhai both were running ISRO, and we had a major failure of. I was very young. I was in DRDO. I was not in ISRO. So that time, one major rocket failure happened. Okay. So as you know, the Indian media start blaming the entire world around them and said that all scientists are hopeless and this and that. They got no idea. They just want to spend money of taxpayer and this and that and all. So, sorry, it was not Vikram Sarabhai. It is Satish Dhawan. So, APJ Abdul Kalam was reporting to Satish Dhawan. So he went to Satish Dhawan and said that, sir, I would go and because I was involved in the rocket firing, so I will go and answer to the queries of press. But Satish Dhawan said, no, I'm your boss. So I will go and answer the queries. Okay. So he went there and he took the entire press onto him and responded to each and every query which was raised during that point. After a few months, we have a successful launching of the rocket, PSLV. At that time, again Abdul Kalam went to Satish Dhawan and said that today we have a press conference. That time he said, see, it's your successful project. So you go and do the presentation there. Now you go and attend the press conference. This is known as one of the classic example of leadership. Why? Because leader has to protect the team. Leader has to project the team when it has to do it, because he have experience, he have degree of maturity, he have that understanding. We have to build the team so that team have a faith कि मेरा leader भाग के नहीं जाएगा. My leader will be available to protect me. If I have challenges, if I have issues, my leader will be available for me. So this was one of the examples which was quoted by Honorable APJ Abdul Kalam sir. That's the way that the leadership part, but I'm quoting this in the context of team, how to build a team. Team is not for a blame game. Team is there to work together. Somebody will make mistakes, somebody will do something, but as a leader or as a project manager, it is your accountability and responsibility to ensure that give him a confidence, tell them that look, nothing has gone wrong, but okay, let's go ahead, something has really messed out, next time we don't make the mistake. So let's go, let's recover, let's move forward, let's not do the blame game, then we are not in team. So taking a responsibility of team is a real good quality of project manager. Then we should have adequate knowledge as a project manager, and then we should also adopt skills. When I say skills, it is not only project management, it is a people skill, how to behave, how to communicate, how to present the situation, how to manage situation, how to under pressure behavior. I would like to take a quick 1 minute break from our regular session. That in our life we will 100 times we will follow in the future, we will understand that under the pressure even the best of the people do not behave rationally. We have some, you might have some friends, and so many times you say that she's good, but sometimes I don't know, something happens and then she is not in mood and then things really go weird. Under pressure her performance is like during the examination time she really start behaving, showing tantrum and start behaving. What happens really? Nothing happens. The original person is good. Only under pressure is not been able to really cope up with the pressure. and that really reflects into some kind of irrational kind of a behavior. That is what we say, that people, leaders must perform under the proper this one. So when I'm saying skills, it is not only the project management skills, it's a human skills, it's management skills, it's a dealing skills, it's a negotiation skills, it's a communication skills, it's a presentation skill. So these all the skills are required for to become a good project manager. All right. So we broadly put it into three. One is that we must have a membership kind of ownership. I must have a self belongingness with my project. I should always say that this is my project. Okay. Why I should say that? Because that brings in the credibility of my credibility onto the stake and my ownership with my project. I said, no, it was their given project. I was trying to help them. I was doing this, whatever best I can do. So public said, then it is not your project. Now we don't want to listen to you, because you can step out any time. You will say it was their project. The moment you said, no, it's my project, I am responsible for it. These are the objectives which will meet, and I'm pretty confident that we will ensure that it will happen. All this kind of, why this is required and why we are discussing this, because otherwise managing a large project is nightmare. See, drilling or probably making a bridge into a city is not a big deal, because that's something people can do. But managing government, managing people, managing accident, managing social organization, managing regulatory authorities, all is completely different task, which is not easy. When, like in Pune today, there's a metro work is going on. There are 10,000 people working. They might be having issues. There might be accidents. There might be issues of COVID, or probably some other issues, injuries, accidents. But project manager it should be enough competent to handle this. Now, a lot of time people ask that there are functional managers, there are operational managers, and why require project manager? They believe that this is a very brilliant question and there will be no answer, because both are doing almost same job. So all are not doing same job. So what they are doing? Functional manager is actually have a management oversight for functions or business unit. That's it. So functional manager's role is a functional role. This is input, this is output, and this is as per the schedule. This should come. If this company's output rate is so much, then he's only expecting that volumes, that's it. He's not involved into what happened, how many people are on the leave because of COVID. His business is that I already committed. Like suppose it's an automotive company. One automotive or one luxury car takes around 25,000 components. Is the functional manager of, suppose, Tata Motors is responsible for watching everything into this? No, he said, I don't care. I only care every day I need 300 cars should roll out, because that's my selling commitment to the people. They have booked the car, they have paid me the money, and I must deliver them that cars on that particular scheduled date. I don't understand anything else. So he's responsible for that. He will say, no, I don't want this type of car. I want more of this type of car and less of this type of car, because booking has happened accordingly. This is what we call the production planning or functional kind of a role. Then what is operational manager? His operational manager is responsible for market? No, he said, I don't care. Tell me what you want, and I will see that whatever resources I have, in best of the possibility, how I can manage that. That's my role. I will manage operation. I will not ensure, I will not tell my people that tomorrow we have to make these many cars. Why I should do that? My job is that today, can you do it faster? Can you do it this? Move this team to that side, because their production is more, this production is less. So we want half of the team to go there and help them out so that production can be increased. All this is a part of my operations. So where I am responsible with raw material, I am responsible to quality, I am responsible to manufacturing, I am responsible for operations, enhancement, quality, refinement, reinvention, whatever is required. Then why project manager? These are the another one is both the functions are continuous. So any company will have functional manager and any company will have operation manager. And they will work 24/7 by 365. Why? Because till the company exists, both of them are required. Alright? But project manager, what we said, project is a temporary endeavor. That is for a particular objective. So suppose particular electronic vehicle need to be launched as a prototype, then it's a project. So what we do? Work for performing organization to lead and responsible for achieving the project goals. So what was the target given to me? One project of electric vehicles. So we want to create something like Tata Nexon kind of an electric vehicle. So that is a project. It's a 14 months project. You take that Nexon platform, then you modify, you add this, you test it, you get the approval, you get roll out the production. So I actually, I don't work like a production. I don't work like a function. I don't work like 360 by, the 24 by 365. Why? I don't do that way. My project is limited time. I will finish that project. I will be project manager to execute that, create an electronic vehicle and complete the process and hand over the production cycle to the operations and functional manager. They will manufacture for lifetime for the whatever is required there. Then my role is over. I take another project to handle this. So I hope this clearly tells you about the difference between functional manager, operational manager, and a project manager. So they are different, they are not same. So project manager has to manage so many things as as his job as a project manager. Okay, or it's a scope, or what I put it here as a landscape. So what is that? Project team management is my job. Public private partnership means there are companies which are outside the company, but I need to manage with them. I get some raw material, some components, some third party services from them. Then mergers. So there are companies which I merge into my company, so I need to do that because for my project is been done, so I'm responsible for doing that. Then we have a resource managers. So we have somebody who's procuring raw material. We have somebody like an HR manager who is recruiting people. Where there are somebody who is a studio, who have connections with hundreds of studios. So he will make them available to you. Somebody will have connectivity with editors for our content. Somebody will have connectivity with the schools. Okay, where we can test the content, or schools, colleges, institution, whatever it is. So the idea is that I have to, as a project manager, need to manage all of them. Then I have to manage somebody known as sponsors of the project, who are going to give me funding, who has given me the project. Then governing bodies. So like in your case, suppose it is done under SNDT Women University, then university governing body is also your stakeholder. I have to deal, as a project manager, I need to deal with them also. Then steering committees, I have to go and do the presentations to them, tell them the progress report, tell them that, comparison chart, that what was planned and what has happened. Are we on a timeline? If we have challenges, then how we are going to overcome all these issues which I have to address. And then naturally project management office, okay, which is my responsibility, because anything and everything related to project asked by outer orbits will be asked to PMO. So who will run PMO? So I will run PMO because I'm a project manager. And then I have somebody known as stakeholders. Stakeholders are all, as we discussed, that my sponsors, my end customers, my funding agencies, my government bodies. Okay, so all those are sponsors, stakeholders. Then we have suppliers, then we have customers, and then we have end users. So all are, so now you can understand the project manager is just not a manager, or is just not a guy who sits there and have a team of 20 people and life is on. No, 20 people team is nothing. He got hundreds of other, companies, organization, threads, everything need to be managed because he is responsible for project management. He's not doing regular business. If I'm doing regular business, then why should I bother for everybody? No? Things are working, things are set, Things are approved, things are done, things I've used in the past, so I don't have to worry. But when I'm doing it for the first time or as a project for either a mass production or enhanced skill production or in a better production, better product production, all these considerations are done, then my role become more complex and comprehensive. And that's something which we wanted to understand from this. I wanted to emphasize here the point is that project manager, technically has to be a leader, has to have a leadership qualities because that is something which is more important. Then he should be building teams. Project manager is not somebody who really works on his own alone like a gladiator, but he expects the team building should be done within the different teams, within the same team, within a core team and different. He has to be motivating. You see, most of the projects are always tough. Everything when you want to do something, there will be a challenges, there will be hurdles, there will be attitudes of people, there will be a tantrum of people, there might be situations created. Everything will happen. But one thing really, as a project manager, we must do is we should be actually motivating each and every member into the project throughout the project life cycle. Why it is so important? Because anything which is not done by non-motivating, suddenly project performance goes down, perfect project quality goes down, but timeline goes down, everything really starts shaking. And that's the reason why we want. The most and foremost thing in the project management is communication. So communication should be crisp, should be timely, should be with appropriate people, should be with clear cut language, not really a generic one. Like, let's see how it really works, then it's not a communication by project manager. Project manager must know exactly what should happen when, okay, what is the schedule, what is our target, how we are going to achieve it, what is good things about us, what are the challenges we need to overcome. So we must have a clear clarity in communication. So communication is very important. The most important, again, one more is influencing. See, a project is not something which is so-called compulsory. In a sense, like if I'm an operational manager, the factory has to run. So there is nothing which can really change. Even I wish to close it for some time, it doesn't happen. Project is not like this. Project is started by my motivation and then it has to end with my motivation. So I have to continuously keep people influencing. This is the best idea. This is the best thing which we are doing. This is the way we would like to go in. This is the way we would like to achieve. This is the way we'd like to do it in a lower budget or whatever it is. Okay, the high quality. We're first time in India, never been done like this before. First time into XYZ. The organization, maybe a city, maybe a country, anything. So everything what you do is something which is really powerful, and we must have that capability of influencing people. When I say influencing people, it is investors, it is sponsors, it is team members, it is third party. Everybody in the project should say, "Nahi, nahi." I think we must work with them. They're so passionate and they really know exactly what they want to do. That kind of feeling they should have. Lot of time in our operations and this one, decision making is delayed or probably not taken or is been as a part of routine. But in project management, the most important features which we actually look forward is something what is called as decision making. He should be a sharp decision maker. He should be a real quick onto his analysis, his understanding, his vision, his ability to connect to our goals and objective. And that's the reason why decision making makes a lot of sense. He should be, sometimes he should be political, because a lot of time, to hamper our project, people play games and we should be able to understand the games and politically say thank you and probably, somehow manage the project. So political part is also there. Then, as you know, people have their habits. So different project, so your supervisors or team leaders will come and try to do the politics with you, but you should be good at that because that's something which is required. Then you must know the cultural awareness. Otherwise, you will not be able to, people will not appreciate your leadership, neither appreciate you as a leader, and neither will respect to you as a project manager. So you must respect their culture. You must know what is the, you must have awareness about it, and you should follow that strictly. One more feature which is really required is negotiating. See, when it is negotiating is not only in the case of price. Negotiating is in the case of work. It is in the case of team size. It is in the case of resources. It is in the case of timeline. Can be anything. You have to negotiate, and that's very important. Lot of time, the moment people ask something, and if you don't give that much, people start losing interest. But it is our responsibility to negotiate. I'll give you this incentive, I'll give you that, I'll give you one more feature, so that we can still keep the work up. So that is a negotiation at the human level, negotiation at price level, negotiation at time level, negotiation at the resource level. Every level negotiation is important. Another one is a facilitating. A lot of time leaders are like, if I don't like somebody's suggestion, then what I do, I just don't look at to them at all. I said, it's okay, now it's your baby, you handle it, don't ask me now, because you want to do it that way, I don't want to do that way, but now it is your problem. No, this guy has to be a facilitator. Okay, you want to do by your way, go ahead, let's go and watch. So you start working on it, I'm behind you. Let's take a review after 10 days, after 1 week. Let's find out whether are we going in a right track or no. So define parameters, what will happen after 1 week. So you tell me what is your expectations. So all this is like facilitating people to really do the work, really do the innovation, really expedite the operations. Then, of course, when we have a teams and when we have people, then there are conflicts, and conflicts are going to happen because human being nature itself is like this. So whoever are, even they are our good friends, but when it comes to a project, there are clashes, and you need to really resolve these conflicts, and that's something which is also an important skill set of project manager.